Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi, and good evening, everyone, to the Filmmaker Show right here on Madhousetv. .com. She's always got to do something out there. How was your day today, babe?
It was good.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes.
I enjoyed myself, too.
Good.
Hey, got to quickly throw out that we are sponsored tonight by Madhousetv, a wonderful restaurant that we always go to. And you got to try it out. It's a great place to be. Open in Amityville, and it's open several days a week. Of course, there are great ads out there.
And there's always live music.
Live music.
Great food.
And good-looking people like me. All right, so Tom's good-looking too. Leave it be.
Well, I guess I wasn't there.
You couldn't have been there for that day. That's the problem. So, lots happening, and I want to just point out before we bring our wonderful guests on, and about the Old Bethpage restoration. So Michelle and I are co-producing the giant Hollywood, not Hollywood, it's the Halloween, Hollywood, what a nut. Halloween, good, what?
Halloween festival.
Right.
There's going to be little skits in the old houses, if people are familiar with Old Bethpage Village restoration, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And you know
Scary
what?
stories.
It starts the second last week in October, and that begins on that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then Halloween week, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Great family fun, and I got to tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun because this is like the premiere of all haunted houses. There's 5 of them, and events within the whole Old Bethpage restoration. And so I'm looking forward to being not only part of it, which Michelle and I play a vicar and a person who gets killed. But,
No, not killed.
Well, you're not killed.
You're not killed. You're not changing the script.
Well, we can't tell them what really is going on. You got to come and watch it.
I'm surprised you even said anything about what the
Well,
part
I
is.
decided cat's out of the bag. Another cover of Newsday coming up for me, and then to Michelle. That'll be nice.
Yeah, just you.
Not just me. Let's get on to real movies and magic. So we got 2 guests tonight that are a lot of fun. One of them I met and continually meet on movie sets. His name is Hank Lambert, and he's a wonderful actor. And tonight, he and I are going to dispel all the myths, aren't we, about being on a movie set, which is a union movie set. And we'll also have Robin Channing here, who we met at Madhousetv, and he will be offering some magic tricks up, and we'll be taking a look at those, and we'll enjoy ourselves with that. Now, have you got anything else to say, dear?
No.
Well, I should guess we should introduce our guests.
I think that's a good idea.
Hank Lambert, ladies and gentlemen, SAG actor. I've met him on many things. And Mr. Robin Channing, welcome to the Filmmaker Show tonight. And how are you guys?
Great.
So, let's start off with Robin for the moment.
Okay.
And Robin, you came over to the table, which I was, and you had destroyed several pieces of silverware. Mm-hmm. And how did you do those tricks?
Very well, thank you. There it is.
I was waiting for that. So,
Just ask him.
well, that's the whole. I just asked him, and he just said very well. I love that idea.
That's good with me.
So let me ask you this: will you be doing some magic tricks for us tonight?
Oh yes.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be making me disappear from the front end here, will you?
No. You'll be quite fine where you are. As a matter of fact, shamelessly, I have to admit, the only way I can make you disappear is if I close my eyes and I can't see you anymore. I'm sorry about that lame joke. I know. But that will be the extent of my abilities as far as making you disappear, and that's it. So everything other than that, we're gonna have some fun.
Are you able to like saw a woman in half, or why do they always saw a woman in half? By the way.
Well, that's a very good question. Why? Well,
that's like really. I'm thinking, isn't that discrimination? Saw a woman in half.
It might be the fact that a woman is a much more sensitive creature than a man, or something. It's like sawing a man in half. Okay, but sawing we can't do a woman because that's a woman. We don't want to bring harm to a woman, and maybe it's just the gore attraction. I think that's why I think that. I've never considered the question before.
I was thinking of the physical aesthetics. You have a nice, scantily dressed woman, and
yeah,
it's better than looking like the guy next door or something.
I never thought about that, but I'm just realizing that's real discrimination. Sawing a woman in half today.
Could be true.
The
could be
visual
true.
value.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been a magician?
I have been a magician for, now that September has passed, the past 26 years.
Wow.
Wow, I
What-
thought you were gonna say like last 2 minutes.
No.
What-
Well,
what kind-
I used that wise guy line. Yes, I do use that, the wise guy. But I haven't actually done anything, so the opportunity didn't present itself for me to use the wise guy line that I usually use. But yes, so the honest answer, 26 years.
What got you into it?
What got me into it? There just so happened to be, when I was a freshman in high school, there just so happened to be an after-school magic club. And I signed up for all these clubs, and whoa, magic club, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
I gotta try that. And all the other clubs I signed up for, I'm like, all right, I don't need those. This is the one I want to stay with. So here we are.
Here we are. And Mr.
Here we are.
Lambert, time to
Yes.
bother you.
Sure, anytime,
So,
Jerry.
what was the first movie we met on? It wasn't Vinyl, was it?
Whoa.
Was it Vinyl, the TV show Vinyl we met
I
on?
think
Or did we meet on...
could have been a long time ago. I remember right after Vinyl was Woody Allen.
We met on Woody Allen, you were a cop.
Right.
You were a cop,
I was a
right?
1939 policeman, yeah. New
Yes,
York.
back in
I remember you-
1939.
I
Right.
remember you telling me about him.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So-
curious. I'd like to know.
It was all good. It was all good. It was
Yeah.
a funny thing on Woody Allen. What happened was I was working with this woman, and you guys were the cops. That beautiful old-fashioned police cars. Shot it in Brooklyn,
Right.
and it was I think that was the 1930s scene because I was in the 1920s scene,
Oh,
but
this
I
was
didn't know.
39.
It was the 39 scene, right? Because
Yeah.
I was in 2 scenes for that.
Mm-hmm.
You got people watching the movie now. I'll see. He's in the 29 scene in that car. He's in the 30s. There, 10 years difference. But what happened was they had myself and a young lady as onlookers to a death. And what happened was to block the scenery, they used some old-fashioned trucks, but the sidewalk was too wide, if you recall. So they put the police cars on the sidewalk.
Yeah, they did.
Remember that?
Sure.
They put the police cars on the sidewalk, and what they did was they chalked up the other side. So in other words, the car, instead of looking like this, now was level, but really it was the wheels were on the sidewalk and the other wheels were in the street on chocks. And I guess what they did was they decided, well, there's too many people, so they bumped myself and the girl after so many days of preparation and outfits and everything else. And of course you get paid, it's a union show. And you looked great as a cop. And
Thanks.
you got a great set of close-ups on there. But I'll say this, the girl with me, she walked back to holding, and boy, she was upset. This is a girl talking to me all day. She couldn't hold back the tears. Like, all right, listen, there'll be another movie. Don't worry about it. You weren't going to get famous in that one shot, you know?
I suppose people, when they're on sets, have to be very flexible.
Yeah, and there was a very interesting story about that because when I came in there, I had the long hair because I've been working on Vinyl.
Right.
Which takes place in 73. On that set, they said, behind the scenes, the hair person said, you're going to be on Woody Allen next week? She says, oh, God, we've been having things going on Woody Allen where they have to cut their hair for Woody Allen, but we don't want the haircut and stuff
Right.
like that. And I said, well, I guess I'll have to deal with it, And sure enough, the next week I was on Woody Allen. I ran into somebody, I don't even know if I should reveal this,
Yeah, you
but
can
there was
say.
somebody from Boardwalk Empire, and they, make a long story short, they did my hair, and I said, you can put it up. They put up the hair.
Oh,
One other guy said,
smart.
Woody's not going to like that, and we just, okay, well, let's see what happens. Did it anyway. I went on the set, and what you don't know when you see me on that set is I have all this 1973 hair underneath the police, the officer's cap.
Right.
And I looked perfect. I looked fine. They said, we're going to shave your mustache off, even though we said we might be able to have it. We're going to take it. I didn't even argue with that.
Yeah.
As long as I
just-
kept the hair on my
Yeah,
I put
sure.
put the hat on, it was perfect. Woody Allen was right there, actively directing. Having the guy put more blood on the bodies in the street and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I
this,
remember
you know.
those scenes very,
Yeah.
very well.
With the police car, and I'm there with the other guys with the short haircuts.
Right.
And here I am, and
You
couldn't
pulled
tell.
a fast one on them.
Maybe not anymore, but
Probably not. As they,
jailed. And sorry, Mr. Hair Person, whose name I will not mention.
hey, what are you gonna do?
Thanks for the favor.
But I could have sworn I met you on Vinyl too. I was on my scenes in Vinyl with Lou Martini of all people.
Okay.
And Lou Martini was on our show. And the funny thing, what Lou was, I said, let me see a couple of clips. We'll put it on. So here's this clip, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's my scene.
Uh-huh.
I never realized because they wigged Lou. And they did a few other things to him that I had no clue it was Lou.
Right.
And how funny is that? the really odd thing was I had wrote in the van to, I think it was called a tandem group. That's because it's away from Steiner Studios.
Right.
And one of the people, two or three people had crew cuts, and they wigged them. I had no clue. I was talking to them all during the day. They get back in the van later, and they got their baldy haircuts. I'm like, "Oh, so did you work today?" He goes, "I was talking to you all day." And you don't need, the wigs are so good that they're weaved in. They take a lot of time.
Right.
They do a beautiful job. You and I also, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so, from the outsiders,
Right.
being able to work on a movie set is a very glamorous thing,
Yeah.
but it doesn't always pan out that way.
Well,
I know it now, but I didn't know it then. And so
Yeah.
what could a person expect who is just about to get their union card or be
Start out.
background and start out? How does it all work? Like, I know from Jerry that he gets casting notices all day long.
Right, right.
So-
Well, you know, some things are constant in actually doing of it. Some things really never change. You just, number one, you show up on time, be basically the person that you put in for, at least physically,
Yeah.
and you follow direction. And there's a funny thing. This is not to put anybody down, but the funny thing is some people have told me on set as background, usually not union people either. Some people say, I'm not an actor, I'm just a background. But some of us are actors. I'm actually an actor,
Sure.
you know? And I go on there, and one thing I always keep there, no matter what I'm doing, is that I always play the part. Even if it's very subtle.
That's right.
Even if you're way in the background or you're way up front, I'm always the person who I'm supposed to be.
Even
And I
when
play,
you're
even if
waiting-
there's no lines, I'll just be that person.
Even when you're waiting to be on camera?
No, I'm not one of these people that has to stay in character off the camera. I can go in and out very easily.
Sure.
You know, when I'm on, I'm the person though. And lately I've been appreciated because they've been giving me features. They've been putting me up front, even if that takes somebody else up. They'll put me right there, right in front of the principal. You know, like I did a movie with Liev Schreiber. They put me right there.
That
you
was
know?
the boxer, right?
Right. It was
Bleeder,
called
boxer.
The Bleeder. Then they changed it to the Boxer, I think. And then I'm waiting to see now.
That
what's
was
coming up.
basically a story of Chuck Wepner.
Yes,
He was
it
the
was.
Bayonne Bleeder.
Right.
And what they did was, this was
Yeah.
a pretty amazing day. We go to Glendale, New York. I grew up in Ridgewood and Glendale. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be there. But the funny thing was, I actually forgot how bad alternate side of the street parking is in Queens. And you too had an issue that morning.
Yeah, I had to find a place to park my car.
And you didn't want to get a boot or towed away, because
Yeah,
they'll do
exactly.
that,
Right.
and or a ticket.
Right.
And I was so lucky after going around 1,100 times, just 1,100, that I found a space on the right side of the street, 2.5 blocks away. So thank God I parked the car there. Now I go in there, and I remember in holding, and I guess the PA, is that the PA handles that. I never realized all the different titles on the set, but the PA is like, "You got 5 minutes to find that space,
Yeah.
or else just park by a fire hydrant." And I'm like, "No problem."
Sure.
So I can get a ticket or a summons more than I'm making today. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I did. I found it. Then I saw you having the same problem.
Oh, now I'm remembering. I remember standing near the door of the place of holding there, and me having attention because I think I might have been double parked at that point in time.
Yeah.
And I had to go in and out. The van was going to leave for the set,
Right.
you know, where Liev Schreiber was, and
Right.
John Barenthal, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it was like kind of on and off until I finally found a space. And,
Yeah. And so we did
distraction.
that.
Yeah.
There was some other issues. I mean, when I got to that set, but I want to focus now on my good friend,
Yeah.
Mr. Channing. Yeah.
Okay.
And so you're in Magic 26 years, according to what you were just saying.
Yes, that's right.
And that's what you decided to do. So you must have really perfected those tricks well.
Oh, yeah.
And I can imagine that you do shows and things like this.
Oh, yes. A lot of private parties,
Yeah.
corporate, and a lot of traveling as a result. And Long Island alone, I was just telling Michelle that I have been to so many different parts of Long Island that I wouldn't have been familiar with if not for this job.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
Sure. Interesting.
Shall we do something?
Yeah, why don't
Sure,
you do
sure, why
let's
don't you
let's
show
watch
us
him do a
some
trick.
Yeah,
What do you think?
yeah, I have a couple ideas in mind.
All right, let's see
Now,
this trick here.
let's see. I bill myself as not only a magician, but also as a mentalist.
Aha!
You see, most people know what a magician is. Not too many people know what a mentalist is. So, for our purposes, I'm going to demonstrate both, all right? So in this case, we got, if you were to touch one of these, which one would it be?
Oh, the
Go
blue
for
one.
it, Hank.
All right, so this one will be saved for later. That's a special one, all right?
Okay.
Now, let me just demonstrate what a magician does. Now, first of all, I have to warm up the cards. You see, it's not so much the fingers that need warming up, it's the cards themselves. And I owe you an apology. You see, when you get a new deck of cards, you get these advertising cards. Now, normal people throw these cards away.
Right.
Sure.
You know what I'm implying. Now, in this case, I'd like to do something like this and then something like this, then to become a bit more interesting, yes? All right? Now, having said that, let's just try something a bit more extreme with the rest of the deck. We go like this, we go like this, we go like this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Now you know not to play cards. Wait, okay. Now you know not to play cards with a guy like me. But first of all, let me just see what's going on here. Okay, all right. Oh, that's what happened. All right. So we do like this, we do like this, this, and then, there we go. There they are. Now, I think we're ready to start. You see, that was just a warm-up, all right? You see, everything. We all have to warm up at some point. So let's see. Who among you would like to go first? I have to wonder.
Well, let's have Hank. We've got a great actor
Certainly.
here, and I want to
All right.
work with him.
All right, Hank.
Have a guinea
Let's
pig
see.
here?
Hank, if you were
Yes.
to name any card you wanted, what would it be?
Jack of spades.
Jack of Spades. Okay, that's a very good card. Now, we just met, so there's no way I could have influenced your choice in any way, shape, or form.
No, you haven't.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, Hank.
Hmm.
Now, let's see, Hank. I'm just going off the top of my head here. I'm just going to deal cards. Just say stop anytime you want.
Okay.
All right, just say stop.
Sure. Stop.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
So you stop me at this card. Not
Okay.
not the one after, not the one before. You stop me at this card.
Right.
Jack of Spades.
Holy moly.
Ooh, it could have been luck. But anyway.
That's one out of 52
All right.
chance, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Now we can do this long distance. Michelle, if you were to name a card, what would it be?
Ace of spades.
Ace of Spades. You know, I do admit, I do use statistics and probability to my advantage.
Okay.
Having said that, I tend to keep an Ace of Spades on the top of the deck. It's just one of those things. So if you were to name and perhaps a more challenging card, a more obscure one, what would it be?
Seven of hearts.
The Seven of Hearts. Okay, now see, that's more of a challenge. You see, that's not the kind of card that a person would normally go for. But that's the card you happen to
Yes.
you elected to choose. Okay, that's very good. Now, let's see. I brought these jokers out before. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is the following. You see, being of a clearly Asian descent, I tend towards using chopsticks, and I use these jokers as if they were chopsticks to extract a card just like that. And you said, what was it? Seven of Hearts.
Seven of hearts.
It will look like this, wouldn't it?
Exactly like that.
Yeah, right.
That's
It can
great.
happen.
That's
And
great.
Jerry, we
I
come
need
to
an
you.
obscure card. Well, mine would be the Jack of O'Lantern.
Jack of Lanterns. Oh, right, that's it. If we were to translate that to a lantern into a suit, okay, all right,
He might be playing with the wrong deck.
all right. There you go.
I've never played with a full deck.
All right,
That's
playing with a
straight.
full
And I'm not playing with a Halloween themed deck either.
Yeah, okay, so you want another card,
Okay,
right?
name a card, anyone. Yeah, off the 52.
Okay, we just did the deuce, you and I, the other day.
Uh-huh.
And we did the deuce, not you and I, but he and I did the
That's
deuce.
true.
All right.
And since we met each other on a deuce, let's go for the 42nd card. No, that would be the two of hearts. Think of it.
Really, two of hearts.
Yeah,
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
You are
42nd
positive
Street
about
is the deuce.
two of hearts, you
There's
said,
a
right?
song by that name, too.
Now watch. It can happen.
Wow. My God.
You know, it can happen.
Gadzooks.
So, those are some examples.
Those
of
are
what a
better
magician does.
odds than getting me in another movie.
These are some examples of what a magician would do.
That
all right?
is some examples of
All
what
right?
a magician would
Now,
do.
I'm going to attempt to do something what a mentalist would do by comparison, all right? And Jerry, I'm sorry, Hank, we come back to you, all right?
I'm holding my cranium
all right,
together
all right,
already.
so I'm gonna, okay, Hank,
Yes.
all right, I appreciate you wanting to keep your, okay. Now, I'm gonna go like this with the cards, all right? I'm gonna go like this with the cards. Just say stop anytime you want. Say stop, all right?
Stop.
Here, you sure?
Sure.
Now, I'm going to give you a choice. Now, you stop me here, but I don't want you to think that would be your only choice of random choice. What I'd like you to do is, among this group of cards, just think of any one of them. Think of one.
Okay. It's sort of,
All right,
I haven't.
and you haven't told me what it is, yes?
that's correct.
All right. Okay. That. All right. Never mind.
I haven't seen a thing.
All right. I haven't. There's nothing to see here. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. Just
Stand
go
up,
like this.
folks.
Go like
Nothing to
this.
see
Go
here.
like this. All right. Here we go. Here we go. And you're thinking of the card, right?
Yes,
All
I
right.
still
Now,
am.
now again, this is what a mentalist might do.
Yes.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna just now. We haven't prearranged anything. We I don't know anything about you except for the fact that you have you did SAG actor and so forth.
Exactly.
But that aside, there's nothing else that I could possibly know about you. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Very good.
We just met.
And we
basically.
just met. Okay, that's good.
Mhm.
Now, I made a prediction.
Mhm.
I'm committed to this point. For the first time, name the card you were thinking of.
Ace of clubs.
The Ace of Clubs. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Now you're gonna take the deck
Mhm.
in your hand,
Take the whole thing in my hand.
the whole thing. Yes.
Okay.
And you are going to spell. We are going to spell Ace of Clubs, and for each letter of Ace of Clubs, you're going to turn a card off the top, turn it over onto the table over here. All right. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Ace of Clubs. That would be A. Turn over card. C E O F C L U B, and on the S. Look at that.
It's better than the Playboy Club.
Ah, there we have that. But remember, I had that deck of cards over there. That blue deck. Could you take the blue deck out of the case, if you don't mind?
Yes.
A pigeon's gonna fly out. Yeah,
All right. All
I'm
right.
allergic. Don't say that.
And land on your.
Okay, and remove the cards from that deck.
Yes.
Same deal. Off the top of the deck, we're going to spell Ace of Clubs. All right. And this has been on the table the whole time, from the beginning.
From the beginning.
All right. Spell
I
Ace
have
of
to tell you,
Clubs.
this is very spooky. Okay.
Okay. A C E O F C L U B, and on the S, look at that.
My God.
And those are some examples of what a mentalist would do. You know what?
My
A
God.
further example of what a mentalist would do is the following. You see, I've had this. Could you remove the contents of what's inside? And
Yes.
could you open that up, please?
Sure.
All right. And what does that say?
This says, you will pick the Ace of Clubs. Amazing.
Is that based on?
I'm flabbergasted.
I thought you were Henry.
Is that based on law of
That's
probability?
amazing.
Same thing you were talking about before.
Well-
when I said the ace of
Wow.
spades,
Well,
and you're like, "That's a high probability card."
Just forget
Now
about the
you're-
cards. Can you undress a girl really well with your eyes? I want to know.
I have a pretty good imagination. Let's leave it at that. All right. All right.
That has to do with my next movie.
All right. So, I'm in the business of presenting mysteries.
So we see.
Wow.
So, if I were to give away any sort of method, whether it's probability or statistics, that would suggest a solution to the mystery. So we will leave it at that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe you'll tell me off camera.
Okay.
Probably not.
You know, and doing it, I'm confused as to whether you did that or I did that, because we were both doing it, and yet the result turned up. It's like, who's doing this? My
Wow.
God. Amazing.
So how
Again,
long-
the mystery.
I have a
Yes, I
quick
know.
question for you. How long is your video, Hank?
I think the one we're speaking of, I think it's 4 minutes and a few seconds, something like that.
All right. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to thank Vicky Mealy, Tom Mealy, Janine Zarilli, and the iconic Tommy Marr for hosting the show, the Filmmaker Show here, as well as some of the others. Take a look for a new show coming to Madhouse TV in November. It's called, what is it?
All lives matter.
All Lives Matter, starring Vito Bruno, ex-New York City detective, now a private investigator. Amazing new show, and it'll be on before our show here on Madhouse TV. You can also look for it in December and January, right around thereof, on Channel 20. So with that, I want to run our show out with a wonderful video from Hank Lambert. Thank you, Hank, for being with us,
You're very
and
welcome.
Robin for us. Stay tuned, because after this show, there's part 2. But in the meantime, take a great look at this video, and we'll see you on the next show.
Enjoy. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Hank Allen Show. And we got a show for you today. We have here in our studio the world famous escape artist, the great Moscadini. And as a real special treat, he's going to do an escape for us right here on the show. That's right. So, it's a great privilege to have you here on the show. But I do have a question. What do I call you? The Great?
Oh, well, you could just call me Muscadini if you like. But for short, you can just call me Great.
Okay, Great. Now tell me, isn't it hard to escape from a straitjacket or shackles or any of those things that you do?
Well, Hank, what can I say? It's a natural talent. It's something I could do with the greatest of ease. It's inborn. It's basically a gift from God.
Well, you know something? I've always been interested in the art of escape. And I was wondering, could you teach me how to escape from a straitjacket?
I don't know if I'd want to take the chance. You could get hurt or something. Not everybody can do this. You have to be very flexible. You got to be able to bend. And most of all, you got to have muscles.
Well, okay. What kind of escape do you have planned for us today?
Oh, I'm just going to do a simple escape from a straitjacket and shackles.
Well, isn't that difficult?
No, it's a piece of cake.
Wow. How long does it take you to get out once you're locked up?
Oh, it only takes a couple minutes. It's no big deal.
Wow, no big deal. I think that's impressive.
But like I said, it's a natural talent. It's a gift from God.
Okay, so we're going to take a break now and get all set up so you can do your thing.
Okay.
Wow, that's some thick lock.
That's the strongest lock in the world. That's the Champion Titanium X 3508 Invincible Series lock.
Wow.
And this chain is a heat-treated super carbide chain used by NASA to tow the space shuttle to the launch pad.
Wow. You want me to time you?
It won't be necessary. I'll be out before you can blink.
Okay, then I'll get out of your way.
Okay.
Hey, great. Do you need any help?
Oh no, I'll just be one more minute.
Maybe we should call the fire department?
I just need one more minute.
Hey, I don't know what you did, but I can't even get him out. Hey, Joe! Bring in the jaws of life!
I just need one more minute.
Hi, welcome back to the Filmmaker Show. Jerry Parisi here with his lovely wife, Michelle Punchinabelli.
No, you gave me a new name.
That's what happens when I'm having a good day. Hey, Bethpage, old Bethpage Village. Let me say that one more time. The old Bethpage Village restoration.
You're just being Jerish.
I am.
That's funny. He doesn't look Jerish.
Speaking of the old Bethpage Village restoration, big haunted house comings and big doings. If I get the dates right, I don't know the dates, but the second last weekend, and it's Friday, Saturday, and
the
Sunday.
last 2 weekends leading up to the weekend before Halloween, including the weekend before Halloween.
I'm glad she said that because I actually didn't know how to say it. However, there are 5 haunted houses, and there's many things going on in the grounds, and Michelle and I are lucky enough to be part of that haunting. Newsday will be covering it, and so will News 12. And one of the things that we're really proud of is that the amount of kids that are going to go through there is going to be in the thousands. So watch for it, and you're going to really enjoy yourself if you go. This is the premiere of all haunted houses. And everything going on in that restoration these days are going to be tip-top and top-notch. I think I said
Well
that
said.
properly.
Well said.
I did say that well said. But anyway, part B of last week's show. And we have our good friends with us, Mr. Hank Lampert and Robin Channing again. And we had just, if you had seen last week's show, had seen the video that ended the show. And Hank, what went on in that video in a nutshell?
Well, as sort of a takeoff, coincidentally, with the sleight of hand and the magic, type of thing that we saw, generally speaking, with a magician friend here. Basically, I'm playing a talk show host, also by the name of Hank, who is with Harry Moscatello, who wrote that. And basically, he plays the great Moscadini. He's an escape artist.
Got it.
And right on my show, in an unfortunately very embarrassing situation, he can't get out of his straitjacket. And we have to call in the fire department at the end. The fireman is played by Matt Jade,
I see.
another actor that we know. And I, Hank Lampert, am trying to cover for him in a very embarrassing way because it's my show and we're live.
Oh,
Is this-
okay.
Yeah.
Where has this been shown, or has it not been shown yet?
I know it was, at least there was a, we're submitting it to different film festivals.
Sure.
And so far it was played in the area around Atlanta, Georgia. But we're still putting that out along with some of the other things we've done. And as a matter of fact, there's another film.
We'll watch that clip in a
How-
little while, yeah.
Yeah.
How long was that clip? How many minutes? 4.5?
That one was something like about 3.5 minutes or something like that. Yeah, it was a short film, and we had a lot of fun doing it.
Sure.
So if somebody wanted to submit for the viewing audience, if somebody wanted to submit a short to a film festival,
Yeah.
what are the parameters in time? Does it have to be under?
Basically, what you do is you can even very simply start out with Google. Google film festivals. Find your film festivals.
Right,
go and
but once they
get in
find-
touch with them and find out what the parameters are for each separate
Oh,
project.
so
Sure.
each separate.
Yeah,
each
I mean
separate
they're
one
all
has
over the
different
world
parameters.
actually. They're in this
Sure.
country, they're in Europe, they're all over.
They're everywhere.
And you
Film
find out
festivals.
what they need and want, how much time do you have to send it, what kind of format it has to be sent to them in.
So
even-
there's no standard of a movie short is X amount of minutes to X amount of minutes. It's different for each.
No, and of
Wow.
course it's always a good idea to find out from the people running the particular festival what they need and want. Otherwise, you might be like spinning your wheels. So
Sure.
you just want to make sure you're giving them exactly what they need. Right.
And Robin,
Okay.
26-year-old magician.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say 26-year-old.
You did.
Yeah, starting magic right coming into the world at 20, that would be great. Yeah, so
I
yeah.
mean, magic.
Yes, 26 years on the job. as it
26
were.
years on the job. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you do shows. And how would anybody get in touch with you if they wanted you for a show?
Oh, several ways. Like the simplest way is robinchanning.com. That's my website. But I'm also on social media, Facebook, Twitter. I believe I got a Google Plus account, and I've got a YouTube channel. So I'm fairly easy to find.
That's good.
And Hank, how are you found? Mostly by your headshots for the casting directors, or do you put yourself out other ways?
Yeah, one of the ways there is also I worked with Harry on that particular film, and that's harrymorlove.com. You can see some of our films. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. So you'll see you that way.
Right.
So I should explain that you are a magician and you are an actor. And how long have you been an actor?
Well, geez, on and off. People think possibly I've been doing it longer, but actually I was basically started doing it somewhat in the early 90s.
Mhm.
You know, and more recently in the 2000s till present time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you and I have worked on, let's see if we can figure
Yeah.
out all those movies. We worked on The Deuce.
Yeah,
We worked on Woody Allen.
right.
I know we worked on Vinyl
Okay.
because I'm positive we worked on Vinyl. Then we worked on, did you work on Wonderstruck with Julianne Moore?
Yeah, I did.
We worked on Wonderstruck,
Okay.
right,
Oh,
right.
Wonderstruck, right.
We
Yeah,
worked
they
on
gave me the
Wonderstruck.
feature on that, and the guy outside, yeah, in front of the tenement.
That's
building.
right, in front of
Yeah.
tenement. That's right, in front of the tenement building we were
Right,
there.
right.
And there was one, did you work on Gotham?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I think we met each other on
last
Gotham.
January.
That's
okay.
right, there you go. On Gotham, I
With,
saw you.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
with,
well, it just seems to be every time I turn around, there you are.
Sure.
And you know what a lot of people ask me? They'll say, gee, we heard you're on these things. Because what do we, technically we do about anywhere between 2 and 6 a month of these things, more or less,
Yeah, depending.
depending, about
Yeah.
2 to 6 a month.
Yeah.
And people say, well, why don't you post it? Let me ask you, instead of me talking, why can't we post the stuff we put out there?
Well, I guess it's kind of proprietary because
right.
these are large, productions. This could be, something on HBO, Showtime, or it could be a large motion picture
Sure.
release or something. And we don't have the licensing. As a matter of fact, when we go in, we're basically allowing them to do, I guess within some reason, anything they want with it.
Sure.
So, but it's basically out of our hands at that point.
Totally out of our hands.
It's even rough. They don't even want you to take pictures on the set. That's
They
one of the
do not
rules.
want you to take pictures on the
because
set.
it belongs
Right.
to them.
That's really
and
true.
they don't want you possibly showing other people, or putting it out on the
Especially
internet
the plot.
when
The other
they're not
thing
ready for it. Yeah.
The other thing I understand is that you're not
Mm-hmm.
allowed to look at or talk to the main.
The leads.
The leads.
That's interesting because sometimes you feel your way through. If they want to talk to you,
They will.
That's different if
It's
they
fine,
approach- Yeah.
and I'll tell you an interesting story. I was once on a set for Boardwalk Empire in season 1. This other guy, I forget his first name, but his last name is Wiener. I remember he said he went to Valley Stream Central High School. I went to Valley Stream South, but this guy went to Valley Stream
It's
Central.
so funny.
And he went with Steve Buscemi, who
That's
was the
right.
star of Boardwalk Empire. And we're up all night, so we're doing an all-nighter out in Staten Island, and I'm like half asleep. He says, "You look like Steve is working." I said, "Steve?" He said, "Steve Buscemi." I said, "Oh, I look like Steve Buscemi? That's interesting." So sure enough, he's talking to Steve Buscemi. The three of us are talking. A couple of years later, on season 3, we're up in a very nice, this beautiful theater, this historic theater in Tarrytown, the Tarrytown Theater in Tarrytown, New York. And it was built in 1885. Steve Buscemi and I are there. We're reading like the history of it and stuff. And I'm telling him about, the fellow you went to school with Wiener. I said, "You know what? He said that I look like you." So his response was, "Did you punch him?" So like that, we're both in our Boardwalk Empire 1920s outfits. And I said, no, and my comeback was, I said, "By the way, Steve, did anybody ever tell you look like me?" And he goes, "Yeah, happens all the time." And then I remember, and I told that story about 100 times by now, probably.
That's funny.
But he's a nice guy, so I found him to be very approachable, very nice.
You wanna hear a
Right, but
funny-
it's different if they approach you. But like some
Yes.
actor,
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that if somebody approached a certain actor, that they were thrown off the set.
You have to
that
feel
all
it out.
sorts of-
Some people
right.
are, and you also have to understand that sometimes they're in character,
Yeah.
Sometimes they're learning their lines. Sometimes they have a lot of attention on what they have to do next, or some other piece of business. Or sometimes they know they're a celebrity and they want to be left alone. So, but you have to feel that out. So I'm never known to be actually one to bother them because
Sure.
I can tell. Some of them are very approachable, and some of them you can just look at and go, "I'm not going to talk to."
Did you work on Elementary?
You know what? I had a conflict that day, which means I had 2 different things that day, and that's the closest I got on.
Yeah,
it, so
no, I didn't work with you
I
on
did an
Elementary. How
HBO
about-
pilot instead that day. Yeah.
I was just trying to think of some of the other things. Did you work on The Get Down?
No, but I'm kind of looking at it because I have the hair
Okay.
for it.
You have the hair for the get
I have the
down.
hair for it, you
I was
know.
in that a couple times, two
Yeah.
times.
Right. Basically, the Deuce and
The
Vinyl.
family? You weren't on the family with me.
No, I wasn't
Okay.
on that one.
All right, so let's get back to Robin Shannon because he's looking. He's
Right.
like, okay, so let's ask me about some more things. So, Robin,
Okay, yeah.
what kind of stories do you have? You do all this great magic tricks. I'm sure you got doubters and disbelievers in there and things like this. What do you do when you handle them? Tell us about that world of
Oh
yours.
boy, it's an interesting world because the thing is, you can practice till you're blue in the face when you're practicing by yourself. You get your moves, your slides, and all your patter and all that, but it doesn't mean as much unless you put it out there in the real world with real people. And there, I likened it to trench warfare, especially when I'm strolling tables and
Sure.
or even on stage for that matter, because I work a lot by way of interacting with the people because I need the live reaction.
Sure.
And as a matter of fact, it's the audience actually helps create the show.
Sure.
The way I liken it, it's like water. What Bruce Lee talked about water, put water in a vase, it takes the shape of a vase, put it in a pot, it takes the shape of a pot. I like to think of it as magic as having a similar property. It takes the shape of the audience that watches it.
Pretty awesome. Now, you and I met each other at the Mousetrap Cafe.
Exactly, yeah.
That's located in Amityville. And so I happened to be, if I'm not mistaken, I was eating a panini sandwich, had a glass of wine. You came over to me, and then you just started destroying the silverware.
Uh-huh. Yes.
You paid me off not to tell Tom Mealy.
And now you're talking about it on television.
It's
in
true.
this
He's going to go
studio.
after you. There you go.
Okay, all right. But I try to keep my repertoire as like wide as possible. Like in this case, metal bending, cutlery bending, and so forth. That's one thing that I do. I'm exploring that world more and more nowadays. But cards is something I've been doing for like decades. And there's a piece with cards I have in mind that I'd like to try here.
Go for it.
As a matter of fact, one thing I like to do is I like to, whenever the opportunity presents itself, combine the mysteries of the mind with modern technology. Now, mysteries of the mind. First of all, let's just demonstrate very quickly a mystery of the mind. And Hank, could you do me a favor and raise one finger, please, if you don't mind? Thank you for being polite, by the way. And now, use that finger to touch any card you like. Just touch a card, all right? Just touch, okay? That one, sure. All right, take it. Keep it to yourself. Keep it a secret to yourself.
I can look at it.
You can look at it, but you have to keep it a secret to yourself, all right?
Close to my chest.
Oh, and by the way, just so we know, they're all different. Can we agree on this? Yes?
Oh, we agree. They're all different cards.
All right. So, Hank, look at me. All right. The card could be either red or black. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. Red, black, red, black, red. You know what? Even though you're a trained actor, certain tells give themselves away. I
Really?
noticed it's this little twitch on your brow over here when I said red, right in time, and so I know that's a red card. Now, look at me.
Yeah.
Can we agree that that red card could be either a heart or a diamond?
Yes. Of
All right,
course.
now look at me. Heart, diamond, heart, diamond, heart, diamond. You know what? When I said diamond, yeah, again, your eyelid, I just noticed something. Okay,
Really?
so yeah, a little bit of a micro twitch right there.
Wow.
All right.
A
Now,
mosquito.
so now I know it's a diamond.
Yeah.
Now, do me a favor. Do you know what a court card is?
Is that like a picture card?
Yes, Jack, Queen, King.
Right.
Now, usually people, when they're hiding a secret
Yeah.
and someone says something and that you automatically react to it because you're hiding that secret, it's like a guilt complex.
Yeah.
I did not
understand.
get that from you.
Oh.
All right.
Okay,
So now
that's
I'm
good.
clued in to the fact that it's a number card. All right. Now then, look at me. The number could be low or it could be high. It could be, look at me. Low or high. Low, high, low, high. Very micro twitch of your head, kind of when you took that. When I said nine, high. Okay, high. Not exactly a 10. 9 of diamonds.
Yes, it is.
Show it around. All right. Very good.
Wow.
Now you see,
Amazing.
you see how that works. I'm looking
Wow.
at. In this case, I am going to reveal a bit of a method here. In this case, I'm looking at facial expressions, micro expressions, and so forth. That requires me to look at the person, Hank, right? And even though
Right.
Hank is a trained actor with extensive credits, certain commonalities of the human condition do reveal themselves in this
Wow.
case. But now I'd like to introduce a situation where I can't see the person. Not that I'm going to blindfold myself or anything, but we live in an age of modern technology. Everybody's got a cell phone on them, a smartphone,
Right.
and so forth.
Am I going to disappear?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna.
Right.
Now,
Checking.
Michelle, Jerry, both of you have smartphones on you. Could you do me a favor? I need both of you to reach out and call someone right here, right now. I need each of you to get someone on the phone. And while they're breaking out their smartphones, I am going to explain that most card tricks have a success rate
All right.
of 1 in 52. Can we agree on those odds?
Let me get my smartphone for a second.
You want me to call somebody now?
Yeah,
You
call
want us
someone
to
right
call
now.
someone right now. So give me a
Next
second.
All right. Now, we can agree that any given card trick has a success rate of 1 in 52, yes? Rather obvious odds, right, Michelle?
Well, those are the odds. Yeah.
Right.
Now, having said that, what I'm about to demonstrate, if this manages to succeed, will have a success rate upwards of 1 in 2,704.
So you want us to call someone special.
I need each of you to call someone special, all right?
Two different people.
Yeah, 2 different people, all right?
Who am I
All right,
gonna
all things
call?
will be explained in due time, and if all things are connected, then nothing is impossible, all right?
Okay.
All right, so, let's see. Okay, Jerry, you call someone?
Not
Michelle, you
yet, I
call-
haven't, but I'll
Okay.
call someone right
You want me
this
to call
minute.
and tell them that
That they're going to be part of a live demonstration
Okay, I'm gonna
here
call-
at the Filmmaker Show.
What I'm going to do is I'm
Wow.
going to call my daughter Alyssa,
All right,
and let's see what she's got to say. I'm going to put her on speakerphone.
all right.
Is that good?
Well, I prefer it that it's you doing the talking on her behalf, so no speaker if it's possible.
No speaker.
All right. All right.
Okay.
And same with you, Michelle.
Okay,
all right?
I'm just gonna
It's
wait
like
for him
phoning
to-
a friend.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly. Is your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to do it concurrently?
Yes. I need each of you to have a person live on your respective phones.
Alyssa?
I'm rather excited about this. I've never actually done this before. I got to
there?
try this
Yeah,
out.
I'm.
All right.
That would be my daughter's children hanging up the phone, I think. Alyssa?
All right. Okay.
Are you there? Let's try a different phone.
Hi.
number.
Okay.
We are on the air. You're not on speakerphone. We have a magician here
Uh-huh.
who wanted me to phone someone, and he's going to do a magic trick.
Right here, right now on the
Okay.
Filmmaker Show.
There you go.
Yes, this is Cheryl. This is Cheryl Dobbins, one of
Oh,
the
good.
producers of this show,
Okay.
and
Okay.
she's not here. She's in Queens.
There you go.
Queens, New York. Okay, that's
Queens,
quite
New York.
a
Yes.
travel distance
So you're
between
not on
here and
speakerphone.
Deer
It's got to
Park.
be done without you on speakerphone.
All right.
Right?
So
All right. If we pull this off, that would be
So-
great. And now Jerry is looking
Okay.
for.
I'm going to call.
are you watching the show?
All right.
You know, I'm going to call
Is
my
she-
friend,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to call Vito Bruno.
Can
Oh,
she
friend.
put?
Yeah.
Can she put the show on?
Yeah. Can she put the show on?
She can.
Yeah,
No,
she
she
can.
could put it on her, but it doesn't interfere with the trick.
No, not at all.
Okay, so put the show on and you're gonna
We're
watch
doing this totally live here. Okay.
All right, I'm going to call my friend
is
Vito
crazy.
Bruno,
Yes.
whose new show called All Lives Matter will be coming to Madhouse TV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to speak to him in 1 second.
There we go.
Obviously, my daughter's phone was picked up by my grandkids who are tiny children and babies, and
Okay.
threw the phone across the room.
All right. Yeah.
and
just
Swallowed by
looking
an
at it.
animal.
All right.
There you go.
She's
Yeah.
she's there.
She's still there.
Now,
That's good.
she's there.
Yeah.
Vito's not there yet.
Okay.
I'm batting 1,000. It's a good thing I'm not lonely tonight.
All right.
Up.
Okay, you're watching. You're watching us.
I
right.
know it's Jerry. I just wanted to tell you I wanted to be part of a magic trick
So
that's happening on my show.
Cheryl is watching. Cheryl's
Talk to you
watching us.
soon.
Yes. She's watching.
All
All right,
right.
so Cheryl's
You see
watching
them
the
in the
show.
viewer.
All right.
I have
Yes.
nobody yet.
His name is
Okay.
his name is Robin.
Let me see if I can get
Yeah.
my friend Jackie on the phone.
Let's see if I could. Let's
Yes.
see here. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I got to do something, for the wait, just to kill a little bit of time. All
Let's
right.
kill a little time. Oh,
All right.
Vicky Mealy's calling me. That's good. Hi, Vicky. You're wasting a lot of time. I didn't
Okay.
think about that.
All right.
Okay,
Yes.
I got
Vicky.
Vicky Mealy on the phone.
Wow.
Okay,
Vicky,
so we have,
wish I did.
one and
we
only.
have
All right,
Vicky.
two
We have
people.
Vicky
Each.
and
All right.
Cheryl.
We're all
Yeah.
on the phone.
Okay, Cheryl, Vicky, excellent. All right, we got two people here. Now, your person is Sharon, yes?
Yes.
Michelle? All right. Have that person think of any playing card from a 52 card deck of cards, okay? But
Think
don't
of-
say what it is.
Think of any card and don't think of any. Listen, think of any card and don't say it out loud.
All right?
Do I get Vicky to do the same thing?
No. You're going to get Vicky to do something totally different because have Vicky think of a number between 1 and 52.
Vicky, if you could think of a number between 1 and 52.
All
Okay,
right?
she said.
But don't say what it is.
Can
all
you
right?
What it
turn?
is.
Can you
All
turn
right.
it down?
Now-
Can you turn
now-
it down? Because
now
I'm
here-
getting the feedback.
Okay. Now, here's the premise. You see, there are 52 cards in the deck, yes?
Right.
Yes.
And your person, Sharon, was it?
Yes.
Cheryl.
She is thinking of one of those cards.
Right.
But that same card, not only is it one of 52 cards, it can occupy one of 52 locations in the deck.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I had you instruct Vicky to think of a number between 1 and 52, because I've got one person thinking of a card, the other person thinking of its potential location in the deck.
Okay.
You're a location person.
Whoa.
There you go.
That's
So here's our situation, all right?
Okay.
I believe I've got enough of a feel for what's going on. You see, it's not you guys making the decisions, therefore I can't exactly read your facial expressions like I did with Hank. It's people on the phone. I can't see them at all.
and we don't even know what numbers or
Okay,
whatever.
exactly. You don't even know, so
I
I
don't
can't
even
read
know.
you to
That's
determine
right.
that. So okay, so Michelle, ask Sharon for the first time what the card is.
Okay, Cheryl, what's the card? Did you say Ace of Hearts? 8? 8 of Hearts?
8 of Hearts, sure?
Yes, 8 of Hearts.
Excellent. And
Ready, Vic?
Jerry, yeah, the number?
Give me a number between 1 and 52. Do you want to hear the number?
20,
24.
24.
So
24.
Are you sure?
Are we sure, Vicky?
so it's the 8 of Hearts.
Yes.
And are you positive?
We are ultra positive
And
plus.
both of you are committed to each of your choices. You don't want to change your mind.
It's
Yes?
definitely the 8
All right,
of Hearts.
now here,
right, Cheryl?
open your hands, Hank.
It's getting
Place your other hand on top.
complicated.
All right. Okay, this is where things happen. This is where it's for real. I'm sorry. What was the card that Sharon was thinking?
8,
8 of Hearts.
8 of Hearts.
Eight of Hearts. Here we go. All right. If only Vicky had said 13, that would have made my life a lot easier. But she said 24, right?
She said 24.
Here we go. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And that's 24. Open your hand. Put the deck on the table. Hank, I'm going to ask you to turn over the top 24 cards one at a time onto the table. Here we go.
Okay.
Moment of truth. All right, here we go. That would be 1. That would be 2, 3,
Are you watching?
4,
Oh, boy.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, stop. The next card is the 24th card. Now let's recap. Michelle, I asked you to ask Sharon over the phone,
Yes.
who's in Queens, to think of any playing card between, any of the 52 playing cards.
Right.
8 of Hearts.
8 of Hearts.
And Jerry, I asked you to ask Vicky,
Right.
who's somewhere out there in the world, to think of a number between 1 and 52. She said 24.
She did.
That's the 24th card. If that 24th card, the number 24 that Vicky said, just so happens to be Sharon's card out in Queens, the 8 of Hearts, big round of applause. Here we go. Is it? There it is!
Oh my God.
Oh, yes!
Pretty cool.
Whoa! Oh!
That's incredible.
Thank you.
That's incredible.
Yes.
All right, we got to watch a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch this. Yeah, right.
Thank you, Vicky.
Maybe
Wow.
we
Yeah.
better watch a video, folks. I'm
Okay.
I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah.
That was really
I didn't
good.
know
Oh,
any of this.
whoa.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
glad I got
So
that.
should I hang up or stay on?
You can hang up, but we're done at this point. Robin
Okay.
Channing at the Filmmakers Show. Yes.
Oh, boy.
Let's
Let's-
go to watch my
I'll call you
video.
back.
Let's
Okay.
go. We got one more video for
Bye-bye.
Mr. Channing, and before we
okay,
go,
guys.
how do we get in
That's it
touch
for
with
me,
you?
RobinChanning.com.
Nice.
I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. I believe I'm also on Google Plus. But yes, I'm easy to find. RobinChanning.com. Okay.
And Hank Lambert, how do we find you?
You can find me. You can email me at hanklampert@yahoo.com.
Nice. Vicky Mealy, Tom Mealy, Janine Zarilli, and Tommy Marr, the owners of Madhouse TV. We thank you very much for hosting the Filmmaker Show. And now, watch this video on the way out, and we'll see you next week right here on Madhouse TV.
Thank you.
Yo, Daddy! I don't believe my eyes!
Do I know you?
My name is Hank. I'm your biggest fan. I got all your work.
Really?
Yeah, Daddy, can I have your autograph?
Yeah, but hurry up. I got my cab parked out there. I gotta go talk to those guys over there. And,
Here you go, Daddy.
alright.
I don't fucking believe it.
I gotta go try
Wow.
to find these guys.
Yeah, Danny.
There you go.
Hey, Dad, hey, are you back on Taxi again?
What?
Am I on TV?
What are you talking about? Do you know who I am?
You're Danny DeVito. Who else would you be?
Oh my God.
Hey, Danny. The mustache looks great.
I've had high hopes, but they haven't worked out. My high hopes have rocked me all about. High hopes like a heavyweight bout.